Awesome. I like the part where you said that when one has done one particular thing over and over again, and you get to the point you feel like, I don't like this thing. I want to just break it. So I give you a very perfect example, which is one that is real life. So I met a guy one day on my way back from the office, and during our conversation, he mentioned and said that I am a smoker, a very terrible smoker. And he says, you know what, I go to church, so don't preach to me. I know the Bible, I know the verses, I have tried over and over again. I have prayed, I have fasted, like I have done everything humanly possible. I have done everything I can to ensure that I break free from smoking because I don't like it. I know smokers are liable to die young, and I don't want to die young. You know what? What do? And I looked at that young man and I saw the sincerity in his face. I knew this guy wasn't lying. I knew he was tired of that life. I knew he just wanted a solution, but really, I couldn't even help him because he's tried almost everything I wanted to say. But then I wonder, what do you think can be done?
Well, I've come across a few number of folks who have said the same thing. And then, who have gone through similar situations in their lives. Good. And some have come out of it successfully. And it's humbling for me, really, when I hear such stories and testimonies of people who were addicted. This is not even just bad habits, who were addicted to some things. Now, when you go online, you go to the bookshop, you see lots of books on how to break bad habits.
Of course, a lot of them.
But then there is more to it. I would say this here that I won't shy away from there is a divine factor, there is a human factor.
Great.
I won't talk much about the divine factor here because we're talking really about the mind, how the mind works.
Great.
Now, the illustration I was given earlier about the farm path.
Okay.
Now, you discover this, that once you walk through that path, let's say 2 times a week, and then for 2 years, then you decide to stop going that way for about 20 days. You will discover that the weed around that path begins to grow, just slowly but steadily. As the rains begins to fall, the weeds begin to grow.
Increase.
Now, the other area where you have more bushes, they begin to grow much more than where you have that path.
That's right.
However, that path begins to get covered. If you leave that path for 3 months, you have more weeds growing along that path.
True.
When you leave it for 6 months, it would have increased more. Now, I'll say something here. For one who wants to grow and stop a bad habit, you need to understand it's going to be war. Oh, no, it's not going to be fun. But the beautiful thing is this. It's not going to be convenient. You know why? Once, for example, like that smoker, he smokes, let's say, once in 2 days.
Okay.
And then decides enough of it. Before I go into that, let me just dive into something, which is the Newton's law of motion.
All right.
Which states a body remains in its constant state of rest or of motion until a greater external force is acted on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, there's something I call Tim's law of life.
Great, please give us.
Tim's law of life. It states that an individual remains in his or particular states except an internal or external greater force is acted on it. Now, for a smoker like that who wants to change, you won't wake up one morning and just say, I think I want to stop this thing. No. Especially if, now, that path illustration I was giving, if you walk through that path only 3 months, but my own path, I walked through that path for 2 years. It's going to take a longer time for my own path to grow.
To grow back.
Compared to yours.
Yeah, that's right.
So someone who has been doing this for a longer period of time, more frequently, you won't just wake up one morning, I want to stop this thing, and it's just going to stop. No. It's going to be war. So you need to be prepared. Now, based on my own law, the team's law of life, something has to happen on the inside of you to propel that. For example, this has really been very embarrassing for me. In the office, I'm just trying to work, and then the HR comes, or my boss comes, and then asks me, hey, Jide, you need to do this and all that. And, sir? And then the person, what's this smelling? before the entire office, in an open office. Customers are there, clients are there, and then, he feels humiliated. Probably he goes to an open place, and then maybe they just discuss it, professionals, and then he couldn't hold himself. He goes somewhere, he does the thing, and then comes back, and then while they are all, talking around the table, he finds people are like, something is smelling around here, and he feels
like
so absurd.
Yeah,
who's smoking here? As in, so he feels, I think this is not going in line with the kind of face I want to push out there. I need to stop this embarrassing. Something has to happen on the inside of you. Or he meets a lady, he truly loves her. He loves this lady genuinely. They move at the same wavelength. They think alike. They feel alike. He really wants to spend the rest of his life with this lady. And the lady says, honey, if we're going to continue with this relationship and end up in marriage, you got to stop this thing. Man, that's an external force that is greater than him. If he loves her well enough and really means to live with her for the rest of his life, he will want to stop that. Now, going deeper into how he can stop this. First of all, like I said, it's going to be war. It's going to be difficult. So he needs to know, first of all, that this thing I'm doing is not going to be as convenient. It's not going to be convenient. So, for example, if he smokes 2 times a week, let's say every 2 days, for example, and then now he has decided he's going to stop it. And 2 days he hasn't smoked, 3 days he hasn't, his body will begin to react.
It feels abnormal because he's already used to it.
Now what's happening there is this. The body says it's time to smoke, and the mind says, no, we have agreed we're not doing this again. The body gets uncomfortable because it feels, no, this is not comfortable. We're not familiar with this environment. Please, let's go back. It's easier to go back to what we used to do.
So it's like there's a conflict.
There's a conflict. Now, the beautiful thing is, once you begin to experience that conflict, know you're doing the right thing. It means you're doing the right thing. You're doing what you've decided to do. So at the point when it gets uncomfortable, you get to understand that, all right, now it's working. As in, I'm actually doing what I've decided I want to do. Then as you move on with this, you decide, first of all, it's going to be difficult. Understand how you're going to manage it. That's one. Another side to that is this. You need to understand that the way the universe works is there's no vacuum anywhere. No. If I pick a supposed empty glass cup, it's not just empty. There's something inside. There's hair in it. So if you're going to take away a bad habit, what are you replacing it with? You say you want to quit smoking. Now, what is as powerful as smoking? What is as, consuming? What is going to attract you, attach you, consume you, get you so intensely interested as that smoking?
That once you're doing that thing,
we'll replace that thing. Now, we're taking smoking as an example. There are other examples.
Good. It's
your duty. I won't tell you. I only give you a framework, a template that you, based on your own situation, you need to find which one works best for you. If you want to quit smoking and you think you can just quit it without replacing it, it's not going to work. I'm saying it, you can quote me anywhere, it's not going to work. You need to find something else you're going to replace it with.
That is greater.
That is greater than it. Well, that is equal to it or greater than it, but not less than.